I want to speak very briefly about my mom on this day. My mom was born in 1941 in Andalusia, Illinois. When my mother was only 16 years old, her father was on his way home from work to their home in Andalusia. I believe they lived on a farm, a small farm maybe. And on his way home from work, he was killed in a head-on collision by the roofer that was leaving their house. My mother was without a father from the age of 16 forward. My grandmother, Nellie Fordham, had lost a lung to tuberculosis and had spent quite a long time in a TB sanitarium. So my grandmother was unable to work and had just lost her husband. My mother was 16 and there were 5 children. They had no choice but to move into public housing, and they moved to the Arsenal Courts. So at the age of 16, my mother moved to the Arsenal Courts. That weird little sound effect was somebody's birthday. Dr. Josh Wakeman, that's the guy that I met at the, I started talking to him at Denny's one day, and he took me to that life leadership rally at the Mark. Anyway, back on topic. So my mom moved to the Arsenal Courts with her brother Alan. Alan Fordham may have been out of the house by then. Alan Fordham, who was a union steward. I believe it was drywall or painting here locally. He's the one that's friends with James Bonsick. And then mom's other brother, Harold, extraordinarily hateful man. Alan and Harold both called me faggot my whole entire life. Harold died last year. So as they were living in the Arsenal Courts and public housing, after my mother's father was killed in a head-on collision by the roofer who was leaving their house, Mom came to meet my dad, who lived across the street from the Arsenal Courts. And together, they got married really fast. I want to say my mom, God, I'm embarrassed to say it. I think she was 16 years old. Good God. They got married and they moved into one of my Grandpa Heitz and Grandma Edna Heitz, one of their rentals. And the rest is history. They bought this house that I live in now in 1963, 2 years after my brother was born. So there's a little story that you might not know. The story just gets better and better and better and better. If I were to ever run for political office, my God, the images, the history, the story, dear God. And yes, I already have been approached about running for political office, but right now, I would not even consider that in a million years. Right now, I'd like a big old bowl of marijuana with some hash on top if the dispensary's closed. I'm doing okay, everybody. That doesn't mean I'll be doing okay all day. I have fits of anger and rage, but thanks for the prayers. It's just over the top. Thanks for the prayers. I love my mother. I love my father. I never really got to know my mother because I lost her when I was 24 years old, to breast cancer. So I never got to know her as an adult. She used to say to me, though, "You're a lot like your Uncle Alan." You can only imagine that makes me really sick to my stomach now, but who knows what she was referring to, when she said that. So who knows? Have a good day.